How long has she been here?
About 5 minutes, easily.
Well, that means you've run the mile in about 5 minutes flat.
I usually do it in about 4:40.
Hi.
Hello.
Well, you're not from the voluntary visiting service, are you?
The what?
Voluntary visiting service?
Oh, no.
I didn't think so. I mean, you didn't look like one of those blue rinse do-gooders, huh?
No.
Well, who are you?
You are Judy Bryant, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm Judy Bryant. What's wrong, love? What do you want?
Look, this is going to sound really silly if I'm wrong. But I was wondering... Oh.
Go on.
I think you could be my mother.
Laurie.
Yes. My name's Laura now. Laura Young.
Laura Young. How old are you?
I'm nearly 21. In July.
The 11th. Oh. How did you find me? I mean, you weren't even supposed to know who I was.
Mum and Dad, I mean my adopted parents, we all live in Queensland. When they saw you on the television, remember that night you escaped? I knew something was wrong. They were so upset.
Oh, I'm going to have to ask you to promise me something.
What do you want me to promise?
I don't want you to tell anybody about our relationship.
Why?
I can't explain it to you. Just don't, huh? Oh, why did you come? Why didn't you write?
I did. Lots of times. I suppose I never felt brave enough to post them. I would have come sooner. It's just that I had to work to make the money to make a trip. I had to see you face to face, so I could be sure.
Oh, that's the dinner bell.
Time's up, Bryant.
Look, can we just have a little bit longer, please?
I'm sorry.
Can you come and see me tomorrow?
Of course I will. Is that all right?
You'll have to see Mrs. Davidson about it.
You come, and I'll organize it somehow. Oh.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, God, this is muck. Mrs. O'Regan's left her rubber gloves in the stew again.
Oh, it's not that bad. I'll eat what you don't want.
How Jude's getting on with her Miss Goody Two-Shoes visitor. Oh, well, if it isn't Miss Squeaky Clean. Here. How did you get on with the training session?
Oh, terrific. I took off and left Mr. Fletcher for dead. You should have seen his face when he finally caught up with me. He thought I'd done a bunk.
You should have done like I said and kept going.
That wouldn't have done me any good. They would have caught up with me sooner or later. Anyway, so long as they let me train and give me a bed and feed me, what more can I ask for? It's like a training camp.
Yeah, but if the court goes against you at the trial, you're going to be training for years.
Oh, well, that won't happen. It can't. I'm innocent.
Hey, was it one of the professional do-gooders like we thought?
What? Oh, yeah. You know the routine. Sweetness and light, saccharin and sympathy.
You should have stayed. It's better than the menu we're getting here.
Mrs. Davidson, could I have a word with you?
All right, Bryant, but please be quick.
Yeah, I won't hold you up. It's just, I had a visitor today, and you know how many visitors I get. I was wondering if maybe I could see her again tomorrow.
Well, you know the rules.
I know the rules. It's just that, well, she's sort of special.
All right, who is this special visitor?
Well, I didn't want to talk out here. Couldn't we go in your office?
No, I'm afraid not. I'm very busy today.
She's the daughter of a friend of mine, you see. And she's only in town for a short time. I've got to see her again. And I was wondering if we could use the visiting suite.
What on earth for?
It's important.
Bryant, unless you can give me a very good reason or tell me who this mysterious visitor is, I cannot help you.
Well, you've got to.
No, I do not. For your sake and for the prison regulations, I cannot allow a situation which could be seen as preferential treatment.
Well, couldn't you just talk to me in the office?
Sorry, it's quite out of the question. Ah, there you are, Mr. Harrison.
I was just finishing.
Please sit down and finish your coffee.
Thank you.
Were you the overseeing officer this afternoon when Judy Bryant had a visitor?
Yes, that's right.
Well, according to the book, her name is Laura Young. What is her relationship with Bryant?
Well, you know as well as I do, we're not supposed to listen into the prisoner's conversations.
Yes, but I have yet to meet the officer who could not repeat almost verbatim what had been said.
I can tell you there was nothing said that could be considered dangerous to security.
Well, I'm not just prying. I do have a reason. Judy Bryant appeared to be desperate for the girl to visit her again tomorrow. Now, normally this is against prison regulations, but Bryant had so few visitors, I would be prepared to overlook the objections if I felt that the visit were warranted. But I must know more about it.
Well, if there's special circumstances, I don't see it do any harm. Though it may surprise you. You see, Laura Young is Judy Bryant's daughter.
Her daughter? But that's impossible.
Oh, not really. And from what she said, I'd said Bryant hasn't seen her since she was a child.
Well, when you've finished in here, would you bring Bryant to my office, please?
Yes, of course.
I see. Well, some people get a red carpet laid out for them. Me, I just get an old, used typewriter ribbon.
This is getting to be a bit of a habit. Haven't you got a home to go to?
Well, not really. Bob's interstate for a few days working on that Swedish contract.
Contract? Sounds like he's working for the mafia.
And it's not much fun going home too early, so I thought I'd come in and catch up on some up-and-coming parolees.
Oh, that reminds me. Have you got any tame legal aid contacts?
Well, not exactly tame, but I've got one I've used a few times. Why?
Oh, that's for Michelle Parks. She needs some help and fast. Do you think you could pull a few strings, get someone to see her?
This is a bit of an about-face for you, isn't it? I mean, yesterday she was one of the I Never Done It brigade.
Yeah, well, I've got to know her a bit better since then, and I think she may be innocent, but she's going to be flat out proving it.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
And besides that, she's a damn good athlete. Olympic potential, probably. It'd be a shame if she missed out on Olympic selection because of some judicial mistake, wouldn't it?
Sit down. Bryant, I know about your daughter. Mr. Harrison didn't volunteer the information willingly, but it was imperative that I should know the situation fully before I could give permission for the visit.
Well, I haven't seen her in 20 years. It was a part of my past I thought just best forgotten.
Are you sure she is your daughter?
I don't know. I think so. And why would she lie? What could she possibly gain from it? No, I feel it. She is my daughter.
Well, under the circumstances, I see no reason why she shouldn't visit you again tomorrow.
Thanks, Mrs. Davidson. I'd like to ask you not to tell any of the other women about our relationship.
Why, I should have thought you'd be very proud of her. I believe she's a most attractive young lady.
Oh, she is. It's not that. It's... You see, for the first time in my life, I have a lot of friends I really care about. They're not just acquaintances. They're not lovers. They're people I care about. I don't want to lose their respect.
But why should you? I'm sure they'd be very happy for you.
They might not be. I'm the only woman in here who's given her child away. You see, Doreen, Lizzie, they had their kids taken away from them because they couldn't support them. Poor Bea lost hers to the drug scene. I willingly gave my child up for adoption.
If they are your friends, I'm sure they'll understand.
I can't take that risk. Oh, please, if I want to tell them, let me do it my own way, my own time.
Very well. I understand your reasoning.
Thanks, Mrs. Davidson.
What are you doing? Oh, very good. All right, you lot, what's going on here? Oh, God, for one horrible moment, I thought they'd put you back on the staff.
I wouldn't mind if they did. How you going, Mrs. Morris?
Oh, I'm all right, thanks, Doreen. Well, you two look very well.
Can't complain.
Wouldn't be any point if we did. Vera would dream up some way to muck up the day.
I just saw Lizzie over in maternity. She seems to be enjoying herself.
Well, that's torn up. They'll probably transfer her back by the end of the week.
Where's Judy? I haven't seen her around.
She's gone back to her cell.
Yeah, and she's been acting real strange ever since she had that visitor this afternoon.
Well, who was it?
Oh, she said it was one of those charity types, but I don't see why that should upset her.
I might just call in and see how she is. Well, I'll see you all later.
Yeah, OK. You'll know where to find us.
May I come in?
Of course. How are you, Mrs. Morris?
Oh, I'm all right. Just dropped in for a social visit. How are you?
I'm fine, just fine.
Well, pardon me for saying so, but you don't look it. Have you got problems?
No, of course not. I'm just, a bit tired.
Come on, we've known each other for a long time. You know you can always talk to me about anything.
Yeah, thanks.
It sometimes does you good to have someone to listen to you. Not just to give advice, but to listen.
Look, will you stop trying to pump me? I just don't want to hear it. I mean, I know you're trying to be nice, but please leave me alone, huh?
Yes, no, those couplets should be fine. That'll do. Yes, good. Yes, miss, can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to see Judy Bryant, please.
I'm afraid that's impossible. You had a visit yesterday, and regulations state only one visit a week.
But this is a special case.
I'm sorry, miss, but they're the regulations.
Oh, but she said she'd be able to get permission under the circumstances.
Well, I don't know what circumstances you're talking about, miss, but I can assure you that I've received no notification of any special visit.
Look, I haven't seen her for 20 years. She's my mother, for heaven's sake. I don't know how long I can afford to stay down here. Well, can't you see, I just have to be able to see her today.
Now, just a minute. We are talking about the same person, aren't we? Judy Bryant?
Yes, of course.
Just a minute, miss. I'll see if I can sort this out.
Yes. Oh, she's arrived. Yes, that's right. Well, I admit it's a bit of a surprise, but apparently it's true. And under the circumstances, I agreed to the extra visit. I think it's only fair. Let them go out into the garden. It's more pleasant. Oh, and Mr. Fletcher, the information is to be kept strictly confidential at this stage.
Yes, of course, Mrs. Davidson. I understand. Very well. Well, it appears you do have permission. Mrs. Davidson's allowing you to use the garden. Well, Judy Bryant's daughter. Well, that's a turn up for the books.
Well, what's so surprising about it? Lots of women have babies and adopt them out. Why shouldn't she?
Yes, well, if you'd just like to sign in over here, miss, I'll show you out to the garden. Then I'll have your mother brought out to you.
Mum and Dad never tried to keep it from me that I was adopted. They just never let on they knew my real mother's name. I always wondered who you were and what you were like. Oh, I had to have an identity, didn't I?
What made you suspect it was me?
Well, they were watching the news on television one night, and you were on being interviewed about prison conditions. When your name was mentioned, they started acting really strange. From what they said, I realised they'd known my real mother's name all along.
Well, I don't know how that could have happened. I mean, I never even met them, you know?
No, I just asked them for the truth. I'll never forget the look on their faces. Anyway, Dad said they didn't know for sure, but it was the same name. And you were American. Then Mum started to cry.
You're not surprised, are you?
Well, I had to find out. They didn't try and stop me. They're not like that. You'd like them. So I finished my final year at uni, and I took a part-time job so I could earn some money and make a trip down here to see you. I had to find out. And I didn't think you'd be able to, well, lie to me face to face.
Sometimes I wish I could have, you know?
Why? Are you disappointed in me?
Oh, of course not. You seem to be everything I could ever hope for.
It's taken me a long time to find you. Now that I have, I don't know, just feels really strange. I'd always imagined what it would be like. It was never like this.
I'm sorry you had to find me in here, love.
Look, that doesn't matter. I didn't mean that. I can't afford to stay very long. I don't know how many times I'll be allowed to see you. There are some things I really do have to know. Well, I mean, things like who my father is. And where is he now? And I suppose most important to me, anyway. Why did you give me away? Look, I know it must be difficult for you, but I really do want to know. Were you in prison when they took me away from you?
I've only been in prison a short time.
Well, why didn't you keep me then?
I wasn't married, you know, and, well, things were different then. It was really hard, making ends meet. I mean, it wasn't just the food or the clothing, anything like that, but the pension was hopeless. I had to work. I didn't have any family or friends that could help look after you, see. I tried desperately, but there was just nothing I could do.
Wasn't there any way?
No. And then you got sick. I wouldn't know. It was nothing serious. It was just that I knew that if you were going to have any chance at all, I was going to have to give you up to a couple, you know, who could look after you properly. It wasn't an easy decision, Laura.
Come on, Bryant. You know the rules. No touching.
Oh, excuse me. Mr. Fletcher?
That's right.
Tony Morton, Meg Morris's tame legal aid. She said you wanted me to speak to a girl named Parks.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't expect you so soon. Look, I can't come with you now. I'm on duty. But if you go to reception, an officer will take you through to where she is.
Right.
And thanks for coming so soon.
How on earth did you end up in a place like this?
Stupidity, I guess. I had this friend, you know, she got involved in a drug charge, and then she said to me she was being beaten up by some of the heavies, so I just got myself convicted to look after her. She wasn't very strong.
You did that just for a friend?
Stupid, isn't it?
Was she still here?
Uh-huh. A water killed her.
It's terrible.
Sorry, ladies. Time's up.
Already? I've only just started to... When can I visit again?
Well, I doubt if the governor will give you permission to see her again before next week.
Next week?
Sorry.
I'd only intended staying a few more days. I can't leave now that I've just found you. Look, I'll try and find some cheaper accommodation. That ought to stretch my finances a bit so I can stay down for a few days longer. I'll see you again next week.
Yeah, sure, honey.
Don't worry. I won't leave without seeing you again. Goodbye, Mum.
Nice kid.
Now, I've read the police report and the charges against you, and to be perfectly frank, I'm not terribly optimistic.
But I'm innocent.
OK, look, the case against you isn't very strong, but we've got virtually nothing to offer in the way of a defence. Now, what about this old lady you claimed you spoke to while you were limbering up in the park?
She was just an old lady. Scruffy. Could have been a Darrow. Only talked to her for a short while.
Look, you've got to try and think. Was there anything that was said that would give us a clue as to where she lived? Was she a member of an elderly people's home? Anything?
No, it was just ordinary talk. The weather, jogging, fitness.
There are other people in the park there that day. Other joggers. Hadn't you seen any of them before?
Yeah, I'd seen him before, but I'd never talked to him. We just concentrate on our training.
It just seems amazing that no one can remember seeing you there on that day.
Well, that's not my fault.
Look, the trial is set for the 13th. Now, I'll try for a postponement, but if something doesn't turn up soon, I'm afraid we're not going to get you off.
Look, I've got to be out of here by the 25th. It's the interstate meet. Listen, if they do put me up for this, is there any chance I can get off on a good behaviour bond or probation?
I don't think so.
But it's a first offence. Doesn't that count for something?
Will you face the facts? We're not talking about something petty like shoplifting. We're talking about an $8,000 break-in. I don't think you'd have a chance.
How'd you get on with your solicitor?
Not too good. He's trying, but he's made it quite clear he doesn't think I stand a chance.
Well, don't give up hope, eh?
I won't. Mr. Fletcher, do you think you could arrange for my coach to visit me? I've got to talk to him.
I'll see what I can do. Come on, Bryant.
Thanks.
Hey, guess what? I just saw Jude's mystery visitor.
Where?
I was working out in the garden and there they were, large as life.
Wonder how Jude managed to get 2 visits in 2 days.
Must be important. What'd she look like?
Oh, fairly young, I'd say, about 20 or so. Pretty butt.
Ooh, sneaky old Jude. Wonder where she dug her up. Oh, hi, how's the training going?
Huh? Oh, fine for all the good it'll do me.
Oh, what's wrong?
I just saw a bloke from legal aid. He doesn't give me much of a chance of getting off.
Oh, that's tough. No, I told you, once they get their claws into you, they hate to let you go. Serves you right for being so popular. And speaking of popular, who's the little tin tank that's had 2 visits in 2 days and looking a lot happier than I've seen her for some time?
Yeah, maybe the next one will be in the visiting suite, eh, Jude?
Oh.
Cut it out, will you?
Spuggy little piece, Jude. What's your secret? Vitamin E?
Yeah, come on. Tell us a story. How'd you
Look, shut up, will you? All of you.
Yeah, steady on. We're only having a joke.
Well, I don't happen to think it's funny. You've all got minds like sewers. Now just lay off me.
Hi, I brought you a sandwich.
I'm not hungry.
Jude, we're sorry that you got so upset about it just before, but we're only sending you up a bit, you know. And, well, you can't stop eating just because you've got a problem.
The only problem I've got is friends that won't shut up.
Oh. Well, I'll go then.
No, Dor, please. I'm sorry. I know I've been cranky, but thanks for thinking of me. I'll have that sandwich.
Sorry, it's a bit mushy.
Oh, well, it'll save me chewing it, you know. What is it?
Sort of gooey stew, I think.
Listen, there's no great mystery about that girl, you know. Her name's Laurie. She's the daughter of a really good friend of mine. You know Pauline?
Oh, yeah? The one you stayed with when you got out that first time?
Yeah, that's her. She's living in Queensland. She's just down for a few days. She thought she'd visit me.
Oh. We're sorry we stuck our noses in, but, you know, we just got surprised that you got so touchy about it.
Well, silly, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, well, I think I better get back to the dining room, you know, before the real food's gone.
Yes, may I help you?
Yes, I'd like to see that tray of rings, please.
You've got very good taste. These are natural diamonds. Are you getting engaged soon?
You never know. Are they very expensive?
Well, we prefer to call them a sensible investment.
Would you mind if I try a couple on?
Not at all. You've got to see if it's the right one.
Try that. And that one. Yes. And that one. That should be enough.
That was a silly thing to do. How'd you expect to get away with it? Well, the police will be here any minute now. That alarm automatically triggers off the call.
Hey, listen, Jude, I'm sorry for having a dig about your visitor yesterday. Doreen told us who she was. But I still don't see why you made such a big deal out of it.
Yeah, I know. It's just she's a really sweet, innocent kid. I didn't like that sort of thing being said about her.
Yeah, well, how are we to know this situation? Would never have happened if you hadn't been so close-mouthed about it.
Okay, I was a fool. Now, let's just drop it, huh?
Excuse me, Mr. Fletcher. Have you been able to get in touch with my coach yet?
No, I tried to ring him at his home last night, but there was no answer.
Or what about his work number?
I'll try again later this morning.
Thanks, it's really urgent.
You'll be all right, Parks, don't worry.
Hey, you want us to wait for him?
No, I'll be just...
At least it's good to know she's got her appetite back.
Oh, a friend of yours, Bryant. Well, that doesn't surprise me. They all end up here sooner or later.
Answer me. What have you done?
Get moving. You can talk about old times later.
Don't you say anything, okay?
Do as you're told, or you'll be up on a charge. What was all that about?
I wouldn't know.
Get your breakfast.
Who's the bloody fool that did that? Haven't you got a brain in your body? You have to just watch where you're putting things. Have you heard me? Because I'm not going to tell you again.
Just calm down, Jude. That's not what's upsetting you. Now, come on, what's happened?
Come on, Jude, we're all your mates. We'll help you.
I know. I'm sorry. It's just that I...
Just what?
You know that kid Laurie, the one you call my mysterious visitor?
Yeah, what about her?
She's here. She's in Wentworth.
You mean she's been copped?
I saw her going into the dining room. She was with Vera.
You only saw her yesterday. What's she in for?
I couldn't find out.
Well, if she came in last night, she'll see the magistrate this morning. If it is her first offence, they won't lay it on too thick.
You mean they're going to sentence her? They can't do that. They don't know why she's done it.
Why she's done what? You don't even know.
I gotta see the governor.
Hello there, Bryant. What's the rush?
I gotta see Mrs. Davidson right away.
What about?
Well, there was this girl brought in last night.
You've heard, have you?
Well, has she gone to court yet?
Yes, I'm afraid she's already left.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Bryant.
Well, I gotta see the magistrate. I gotta testify.
That's not possible. You don't even know what she's charged with. What good could you do her?
Well, I don't know what she's done, but I know why she did it. She did what I did for Sharon. She committed a crime to be in here with me.
No, I think you're wrong. Only yesterday she was complaining about not having any money. She tried to rob a jewelry store. At this stage, there's nothing you can do for her. She's on her own.
I thought sure they'd come to the party. I mean, it's our own club, isn't it? If I'd been asking for money to send you overseas for some important track event, I'd have had no trouble. Trying to get money out of them for this was a different kettle of fish.
I'm not really surprised. Once you've been arrested, people automatically think you're guilty. But I'm not. You believe me, don't you, Henry?
How can you even ask that? Do you think I'd be here if I didn't have complete faith in you?
Yeah, I suppose not. Well, it could be worse. At least it's not costing me anything while I'm in here. If only I could train properly. Mr. Fletcher's been a big help.
Yeah, but I'm not your coach, and that's what you need.
Hey, wait a minute. Couldn't you come in and work with me on a regular basis?
I don't see why not. I could have to rearrange my schedule. It's not impossible.
What do you think our chances would be, Mr. Fletcher?
Well, I don't know. I have to ask Mrs. Davidson, get her permission. It might sound like preferential treatment.
Not if I offered keep fit classes for the other women interested.
Now, that might work. I know that Mrs. Davidson's keen to have the women keep fit.
Will you have a word with them, Mr. Fletcher?
Well, you certainly need better training than I can give you. All right, it's worth a try. I'll have a word with her.
We always thought that my brother James was the firstborn. We didn't know about the other child.
To think that she'd kept that from you all those years.
Well, apparently she kept herself apart from us because she felt inadequate as a mother, and she blamed herself for the death of the first child.
Oh, yes, well, that's not unusual.
Makes me wonder if...
If what?
Oh, if I was to blame for the failure of our marriage. I immersed myself in my career, and we didn't have any children.
Well, the kind of childhood you had wouldn't have helped. And in my experience, kids can bring as many heartaches as joys.
But would you have gone without the experience?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Davidson. I didn't realise you had anybody with you. Sorry, Meg.
Oh, that's all right. What can I do for you?
Well, this is Henry Lawrence. He's Michelle Parks's coach.
How do you do?
Mrs. Davidson?
Parks was wondering if you could give permission for Henry to be able to come in each day and assist with her training.
Well, I don't see how that would be possible.
I thought we could help each other.
In what way?
If you're willing, I'd be prepared to give the prisoners and staff organised exercise periods, if you let me continue with Michelle's training programme.
Well, that's very generous of you, Mr. Lawrence. You must have high hopes for Michelle if you'd go to all that trouble.
The highest, the '84 Olympics.
Oh, dear. Then we mustn't stand in your way.
Then you'll give permission?
I don't see why not. You work out the details with Mr. Lawrence and let me look at it later.
Right.
Thank you, Mrs. Davidson.
Not at all, but I must warn you that I can't force the women to attend, and I think you'll have your work cut out getting them interested.
Well, we can but try. Thank you again.
Well, I must be going too.
Well, thank you for dropping in, Meg. I needed to talk to someone like you.
Anytime. Oh, by the way, look, why don't you come round and have dinner with me? Bob's interstate and I'll be all alone.
Oh, that would be very nice. What time?
7:30ish?
I'll look forward to it.
Me too. I'll see you later.
Bryant, what are you doing out here? Since when were you on garden duty?
I just got sick of working in the steak and laundry, that's all. I asked for transfer.
Oh, really? I heard it was because you'd fallen out with some of your friends.
I wanted some fresh air. Doesn't look as though I'm going to get any, does it?
Hello?
Hi, sweetheart.
Not here. They might hear you. Terry, I was wondering, would you mind if I asked Meg Morris to dinner tonight?
Why not?
Thanks. It's just that we used to be very good friends, and I haven't seen her much since you got married.
Oh, great. Anyway, you don't have to ask my permission. It is your friend, it is your flat.
Ah, flat. And I'd like her to be a good friend of yours, too.
My God, what does she think she's doing?
Bryant, don't be a fool!
Oh, let me out! I
Get
got
down.
there! I gotta stop her!
Bryant!
You're not going anywhere, Bryant.
Cavalli, get back to the workshop. Shepherd, you come with us.
Come on.
Move! I told you to get to the workshop, Shepherd. Now move! I get a chance to do that again. Not where you're going, Bryant.
Miss Bennett, what's happening?
You can't trust this one. I caught her trying to get over the fence.
Mrs. Davidson, you understand. I gotta get to court. I gotta testify.
What's she talking about?
I'll explain it to you later.
No, don't tell her. She'll tell everyone.
That's enough, Bryant. Even if you had managed to get out, it would have been too late. She's on her way back here.
I'll take Bryant to solitary.
Miss Bennett, that won't be necessary. Confine her to her cell.
But, Mrs. Davidson, she
Miss
tried...
Bennett, confine her to a cell.
Oh, thanks, Mrs. Davidson. Can't she share with me when she comes back, huh?
I don't see why not. Miss Bennett, have Burns move in with Smith. Young can share with Bryant. That will be all.
What's going on? A prisoner tries to escape, and instead of punishing her, she grants her a favour.
Let's just get her to a cell, all right?
Attention, please, ladies. The governor has given Parks' coach permission to take keep fit classes. Anybody here interested?
No, it's just we need run around the freezing cold, skipping ropes and high jumps. Forget it.
Yeah, if you want us to keep fit, why don't you send in a football team and then we might consider it?
The only exercise I'm interested in is immoral, fattening, and definitely not allowed in here.
Oh, it's a pity. From where I'm standing, I can see at least a couple of you could do with losing a couple of kilos.
Why don't you leave me in here? I think I can change their minds.
All right, I'll leave you to talk it over. Let me know.
Wouldn't hold your breath while you're waiting.
You ought to think about it, Bea. It's really good fun, and Henry's a terrific coach.
It's not on.
Oh, listen, I've really got to talk to Henry privately, and this is the only chance I've got without some guard breathing down my neck.
Well, why didn't you say so in the first place? But as soon as you got your message across, that's it. No more, understand?
Thanks, Bea.
Listen, ladies, I have changed our minds for us. There's a very good reason why I want you to attend the exercise classes in the morning. So enough that we'll see. Come on.
What are you doing, Parks? If you're not working, you shouldn't be in here.
I was just leaving, Miss Bennett.
Burns, go to your cell and collect your things. You're moving in with Smith again.
What?
Well, it's nice to be asked, isn't it?
Why is it always me? I'm getting real sick of being shoved around. I just get settled in one place and then you go and move me somewhere else.
Stop whining, Burns, and get moving.
I'm always the bunny around here. Oh, hi, Jude. What are you doing here? I thought you'd be out working in the garden.
She was until she tried to escape. And as punishment, she's been confined to her cell for the rest of the day.
Oh, is that all?
Get your things and move out.
Why are they splitting us up? Do you know, Jude?
Go on, Bryant, tell her. It so happens that her newfound friend, Laurie Young, was sentenced this morning for armed robbery. She's coming back in here tonight, and Bryant has received special permission from the governor for the two of them to share a cell together. That means there's no room for you, Burns. So you've got to go.
She's lying. It's not the truth, is it, Jude? Jude?
Well, it is the truth, but that's not how I would have said it.
Wouldn't have mattered how you said it.
No, there is a reason.
Yeah, I bet there is. And I bet the first one is that she's much prettier than I am.
No, honey, that's not true. I mean, I can't explain it to you now, but I will.
Oh, don't bother. I get the picture. Toss out the old friends for the new spunkier ones. Well, thanks, Jude. Thanks a lot.
Oh, get your stuff moved in?
Yeah, I just dumped it all in there. I'll sort it out later.
Well, you could be a bit happier about it. I'm not that bad to share with.
It's not just that, Bea. It's just that I'm sick of being kicked around like a piece of lost luggage. Do you know why I had to move out?
No, why?
Because Judy wants to share with that new kid they're bringing in, Laurie Young. She even asked Mrs. Davidson for permission.
Yeah? Wonder why she did that.
3 guesses. Judy fancies her.
Oh, now, come on. I can't see Davo allowing that sort of thing. Besides, the kid's too young. God, Jude's old enough to be her mother. She probably just wants to protect her, like she did with Sharon.
All right, in you go. That was a damn stupid stunt you pulled before, Bryant. You're lucky Mrs. Davidson's still allowing you to share after that.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, get yourself settled in. Bryant will explain the rules to you. And try to keep her out of trouble, will you?
I will.
Oh.
Thanks.
Well, hope you realize what you've got yourself into.
I knew exactly what I was doing.
I didn't mean for you to take me literally.
Well, it was good enough for you. That was only for a friend. Why shouldn't I do the same thing for my own mother?
But that's different, love. I mean, here you are now with a criminal record hanging over your head. You have no idea what this sort of place can do to you. Look at me.
You don't know what it's like. Well, not knowing. Anyway, now we'll have plenty of time together. And we can catch up on the past.
Hey, how did it go in court this morning?
The magistrate deferred sentence pending a report from a parole officer.
Oh, thank God for that. Mrs. Morris will probably write the report. She's terrific. It was still a bloody stupid thing to do.
I don't think so. I couldn't go back without seeing you again. Not now that I've just found you.
Oh.
Oh, well, that's my lot for the day. See you soon, Vera.
Oh, mate, just a minute. I know Bob's out of town. I was wondering if you'd like to come over for dinner tonight.
Oh, I'd love to, but I've just asked Mrs. Davidson to dinner.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I just thought
Look,
that if...
tell you what, why don't we compromise? Why don't you and Terry join us?
Oh, we couldn't. You and Mrs. Davidson might have something to
Oh,
discuss.
now, don't be silly. I'd love you and Terry to come.
Well, you could have come to the recreation room after dinner if you wanted to.
Well, there'll be plenty of time for that tomorrow. Then we can go together.
Well, I just don't want you to think I'm tying you down or anything.
Mum, that's why I'm here. We've got nearly 21 years to catch up on. Why did you leave the States and come out here?
Oh, well, that was nothing, you know. It was a family argument. Not worth going into.
I want to know everything about you.
The past can be pretty boring, Laurie. I am what I am. Now, what is important is you. You got to be very careful what you do from now on. I want no more dumb stunts like that one. It's very easy to get on the merry-go-round the way I have.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, when I first came in here, it was for 18 months. I tried to escape. remissions. Now I'm stuck in here for years. It's very easily done.
Don't worry, I'll be careful.
Listen, I'm going to talk to Mrs. Morris. I'm going to have her put in a good word for you, and we'll try and get you off on probation, huh?
Good morning.
Morning, Henry. I've got some good news for you. Quite a few of the women have volunteered for the exercise program. Can't imagine what got into them.
Well, that's gratifying. On the other hand, I hope they don't get too popular. After all, the reason I'm here is for Michelle's training.
No, don't worry. Knowing them, I'd say the attraction will wear off at the first sign of aches and pains. Look, if you'd like to sign in, I'll go and round up the women.
Right.
Your 8 pounds too.
Huge. All right, Bryant. The Governor has ordered that you return to your normal duties in the laundry.
Oh, thanks, Miss Bennett.
Don't thank me. If I had my way, you'd be doing a long stint in solitary.
Oh, Miss Bennett, is it all right if I work in the laundry too?
You haven't been sentenced yet. You're not a convicted prisoner, therefore you do not have to work.
On the other hand, she can work if she wants to.
I don't care what she does. Just hurry up about it.
Honey, there's something I want to say to you before we go. Now, the women here, they don't know about you. They think that you're the daughter of a friend of mine. Her name's Pauline.
Well, they're in for a surprise, aren't they?
No, they're not. We're not going to tell them, huh?
But why not? What's wrong with their knowing? I thought you'd be pleased. Are you ashamed of me?
Of course not, and you know it. It's just that things are different here. I mean, well, I don't have time to explain now. Come on, just do as I say, huh?
What do you mean, different? Look, I don't understand.
You don't have to understand anything. Trust me, huh? Come on.
Now, if you'd like to take him through those,
Right.
warm up for a bit, I'll take Michelle over here and get her started.
Good. All right, ladies, first exercise. I want you on your backs with your legs in the air.
Henry, before we get started, I want you to do me a little favour.
Yeah, sure, if I can.
You believe I'm innocent, don't you?
Of course I do. How many times have I got to tell you?
Well, it appears the only chance I've got of getting off is finding that little old lady I was talking to in the park the day of the robbery.
But they've tried. The police are still looking for her.
Oh, Henry, you don't believe that, do you? I've been framed. They've got themselves a perfect Patsy.
What else can I do?
I want you to find her for me.
But I've tried.
No, not the real one, another one. Some little old derro we can just pay off and she'll say she's the one.
That'd be perjury.
Henry, it's the only chance I've got. If I don't take it, I might as well forget about you, the interstate meet and the Olympics. Is that what you want?
No, Michelle. But I'm not going to do anything really crooked. We'd be mad. I know you're innocent. It'll be proved in court.
Henry, you're dreaming. If you don't believe me, ask the guy from Legal Aid. It's almost certain I'm going to be locked up for at least 2 years. And I'm not going to be stuck in this place for something I didn't do. And I'm going to fight back in any way I can, legal or otherwise.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines.